Hi friends, yesterday IMF released the World Economic Outlook for April 2026 and it is projecting a growth for India in the current year, and let us see what is the situation for the world and reason for India's increase in growth. International Monetary Fund IMF releases World Economic Outlook twice a year, that is every year April and October. The World Economic Outlook analyzes near and medium-term economic trends across advanced, emerging, and developing economies. They also update such projections in between the main releases of April and October. April 2026 World Economic Outlook is now released. They have presented the case of global growth and global headline inflation rates under normal, adverse, and severe scenarios. World Economic Outlook attains special attention globally because of the ongoing Middle East war. What is this April 2026 report saying? Under normal scenario, the world economy will grow by 3.1% for 2026 and the inflation rate will stay, the headline inflation rate will stay at 4.4%. In an adverse scenario, which is due to the high energy prices, the world economy growth will be only 2.5% and the headline inflation rate will increase to 5.4%. In the severe scenario, that is, war causes more damage to the energy infrastructure in the Middle East region, then the world economy will grow only by 2% in 2026 and the inflation rate, headline inflation rate will increase to 6% by 2027. Do note that the world economy grew by 3.4% in 2025. India. What is IMF saying about India? Indian growth projection for the current year has been increased by 0.1 percentage point to 6.5%. Why is this increase? Because US tariff on Indian goods have decreased from 50% to 10%. Even though IMF is giving a word of caution, that is, India is dependent on the energy imported from Middle East, and how the war is playing out will have an effect on the projections for India. Additionally, retail inflation for March was at 3.4% as against 3.2% in the previous month. Retail inflation rate is released by our Indian government side, nothing to do with the IMF. Some factors that India need to watch out for. The persistent higher prices of crude oil tend to reduce growth and increase the inflation rate. That is, the prices of the fuel in the pump will soon see an increase. Unavailability of gases in the manufacturing industries will affect the output, leading to price increase. Indian Meteorological Department has said the monsoon this year will be below normal at 92% of the long-term average. This could affect agricultural production. That is, the food inflation rate will also increase. That is, we are looking at the increase in food inflation rate, increase in prices of the products manufactured by the industries due to reduced gas supply, and the fuel prices will be increasing due to the global crude oil price increase. In summary, even though IMF has increased the growth projection of India for the current year, to navigate any unforeseen situations, the government must ease the supply side pressures and RBI should watch out for headline inflation rates and take policy decisions accordingly. Thank you.